The medical exam. Story. The doctors at Ellis Island developed a system to identify immigrants who needed medical attention. The first test was a 6-second physical. A uniformed doctor looked for any signs of illness or contagious diseases. The doctor noted whether the immigrants limped or were short of breath, if their eyes were red, if they acted disturbed or seemed otherwise abnormal. If someone was considered a risk to the public health, his or her clothes were marked by a piece of chalk with an identifying letter. An X denoted insanity. A P denoted pulmonary, lung problems. Immigrants who were marked were taken out of the line and kept for further examination. Immigrants who passed the 6-second exam continued through the maze of metal rails toward the far end of the hall for the legal inspection. Did you know medical detainees were sent to the Ellis Island Hospital? The Immigration Act of 1891 forbade anyone with a dangerous, contagious disease from entering the country. It was a way to prevent epidemics in the American population. If any diseases were found, the immigrant would immediately be sent to quarantine or back to his or her country. Medical detainees were sent to Ellis Island Hospital. The average stay there was about 2 weeks. 120,000 people with diseases or disabilities were sent back. About 1/10 of immigrants were marked for further medical inspection. Approximately 10% of that group was eventually denied entry into America. That means about 120,000 people were sent back home either for incurable contagious diseases or disabilities. Inspection at Ellis Island. Immigrants going through the medical exam. Uniformed officials perform medical inspections. The chalk symbols used at Ellis Island and what each symbol meant. The legal inspection. Story. Each arriving steamship's crew gave officials at Ellis Island a list of names of the passengers on board. The manifest, as this list was called, had the name and a description of each passenger. One by one, the passengers were called forward to speak with a uniformed inspector seated on a tall stool behind a high desk. Interpreters helped the immigrants communicate. 29 questions were asked of every immigrant. They included: where were you born? Are you married? What is your occupation? Have you ever been convicted of a crime? How much money do you have? What is your destination? An immigrant could be detained for further inquiry if his or her answers differed from the answers listed on the manifest. Did you know immigration policies changed after World War I? After World War I, immigration policies changed. Instead of being expected only at Ellis Island, many immigrants had to work with U.S. government offices in their home countries to get medical and legal inspections before they left. For 30 years, Ellis Island was a detention center only. After 1924, Ellis Island was not used in the same way as it had been. From 1924 to 1954, when the station closed, It was used only as a detention center for immigration. Officials interview immigrants about their personal history. A man is asked questions by immigration officials. Legal inspection at Ellis Island. Legal inspection.